Hello guys, welcome to Victory and welcome to your first class on web development. Today we are going to deal on the topic Introduction to Web Development. So let's dive in. In this class, we will be covering the basics of web development. Imagine building a house. Web development is like building a house on the. We will learn how to create websites where people can find. First of all, what is web development? Web development is the process of building websites. It can range from simple one-page complex web application with lots of features. Websites are made of different parts. Some you can see like the text and images, and some you can't see like the code that makes everything work. It is like making a big puzzle. Each piece of the puzzle is important to create a complete picture. Websites can be very simple, like a single page with your favorite drawings, or very complex, like a huge game with many levels. Now, this is picture showing a static website and a dynamic website. Everything you see here, HTML, CSS, AI, PSD, ASP, PHP, JS, and XML, they all come together to form a website. Okay, going on to the next. In web development, we have the front end development and the back end. Now, think of a website as a toy store. The front end is what you see when you walk into the store. Colorful toys on display, designs, cashier at the front. And the back end is what happens behind the scenes, like how the toys are stocked on the shelves and how the cash register work. It is behind the scene of anything of the website. It is the code that makes everything work and connects databases to store information. For example, we have the front end, which consists of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are what we use to build the front end. It is everything you see, like the colors, the button, the writing, and thereabout. Then the backend consists, it is made with Python, Ruby, PHP, and Node.js. It's everything that makes it work, like the computer, databases, and thereabout. Now, looking at the picture in the screen, to your left, this is the front end. As you can see, this is everything about the front, the pictures, the colors, and everything that makes the website appealing. And to your right is the back end. The back end is like when you click on a button, the button will actually do something. For example, on YouTube, when you click on subscribe button, you actually subscribe to that channel. So it is the back end that helps you to do that. Sometimes you want to make payments online, stuff like that. The back end also does that. Now, front end technology. Now, the main technologies used for front end development are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It is HTML is the basic structure of a web page. Now, like I always tell my students, it is like the skeleton of our website, skeleton of your website. It gives the website its shape. Without the HTML, every other part of the website cannot stand. That is why HTML is popularly known as the skeleton of the website. Now, this is an example of how to write in HTML. We have the H1 tag, which says welcome to my site. We have the paragraph tag and we have the A tag, which is your link. This H1 tag is used to put in your heading, which is written boldly. The paragraph tag is used to write what you want to write on your website. And the href tag, the href tag is used to connect your link. Any link you want to put in your website, it is used to do that. Then apart from HTML, we have CSS. CSS styles the page. CSS is like the painting of our skeleton. Now this is it. CSS is like the skin of the website. Now from what you can see here, without if imagine this skeleton is walking on the road, definitely it's going to look very ugly and scary. But when the person is on skin and putting on clothes, it looks more appealing. So that is what CSS is to our website. It is what makes our website beautiful. It is what makes our website come alive. It is the skin that makes our website look pretty. Now, basically, we have the body. This is the body, as you can see. In terms of course, we'll go deeper as we go further. But in terms of using CSS, we have the body as well, whereby in order to classify, in order to make the background color, we use light here. For the H1, which is this H1 here, we said that we wanted the H1's color be navy. So if I'm to actually input this in my VSC in my editor, it will this H1 which says welcome to my website will be showing color navy. You have a navy color. Same goes for this font as the font family, and same goes for this P, this one, this paragraph tag. If I should input this in my system, this font size, which is this P, will end up showing 60px times to be as big as 16px. Do you understand? Okay. Now going on to the next, we also have JavaScript. So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are what we use on the front end. JavaScript is the brain. It's the brain of a website. It's what makes the website function properly. It's like a magic. It's like magic. It makes things move and makes things react. It's the brain. So please note, HTML is the skeleton of the website, CSS is the skin of the website, and JavaScript is the brain of the website. Now, this is how we write in JavaScript. This is just a basic example to show how JavaScript is written. As you can see, this is the document element that says on pressing this button, it will say hello world. Now, back end technology. Now, let's look at the back end. Imagine if you wanted to know how many toys are in stock. The back end uses languages like Python or PHP to talk to the databases like big filing cabinets. Let's give an example that store all this information. It uses languages like Python, Ruby, PHP, Node.js to write the code that powers the application. It also uses databases like MySQL, MongoDB, and PostgreSQL to store all the information that the website needs, like user accounts and product details. And this is an example to show a JavaScript code. And now, like you can see in here, this is the back end. The back end comprises of system architecture, server, database, security frameworks, and business logic, and this is all the basic structure of the back end. They all work together to make things work. That when you click a button, actually the button will end up getting you subscribed on your YouTube channel. Now, importance of web development. Web development is super important, very important. It helps businesses to show their products online and to reach customers and grow their brand. It lets people find what they need quickly and to access information quickly. It also makes using websites fun. That is by creating engaging experiences that keep people from coming back, that keep people coming back to the website. As you can see, we have different importances of web development. We have the business identity, cost effective to global reach. These all are importance of web development. Every business. That is why, as a business owner, you need a website. Now, key roles in web development. Now, there are few main roles in web development. We have the front end developer, the back end developer, and the full stack developer. Now, the front end focuses on the user interface and experience, which means things like the artist who makes everything look nice. When you go into a web page or a website, the first thing you see the coloring, the way it feels, the way it looks, that is being done by the front end developer. Then the back end works on the server side code and database, which means it's the engineer who makes sure everything works well. It's the one who makes sure if you press a button, it really clicks. If you want to go to a particular link, it really goes there. If you subscribe to a channel, the channel you really, if you press subscribe on a channel, you really end up subscribing to the channel and not just pressing it for pressing it. Then the full stack developer now knows both front end and back end. The full stack can do both front end and back end. Now this is it. The front end does work on the front end, the back end works on the back end, and the full stack does both front end and back end. Trends in web development. Now, some latest trends in web development include responsive design, which means websites that look good on phones and computers. Then progressive designs or progressive web apps, which means apps that work like websites but feel like games. Then single page applications, that's SPAs, which means this is websites that load new content without refreshing, which is this. So challenges in web development. Some common challenges in web development include making sure everything work on different browsers. Now, a lot of developers find this very difficult. After developing a website, they end up realizing that it can only display very well on their system. But when they go back to a mobile version, which is them viewing that website with a phone, it does not display well. Now, this is the challenge in web development. Then also optimizing websites to load quickly. That's trying to a challenge that we developers also face, that we want to optimize our website to load quickly, meaning that it should not lag so that people will not end up getting bored and leaving the website. And also protecting websites from bad guys, which is hackers. That is keeping the website secure from hackers and that. Okay, so in conclusion, wrap up things, we've learned the web development that we've learned that to wrap up part one of today's class, we've learned that web development helps us build amazing websites like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for the front end, while backend languages help manage all the backend and all the behind the scenes work. So let's get ready to explore more technologies and tools. I will see you in part two as we dive deeper into the specific technologies and tools used in web development. So stay